Thank you for being early. Just making sure everything works. Y'all know how I struggle. All right, everybody, we're getting ready to go live on TikTok. You all know what it is. It's Foodie Fridays with Maggie. I'm Maggie, the substitute teacher. Oh, thank you so much for being here. We're going to do some low-carb meals today. So this is, how do you say, team savory? Absolutely. So come on in, everybody. Just getting all my technology together, and then we're going to go live. Oh, yeah, the mods still aren't highlighted in the chat. You know, I don't know. Hello, Rhonda. Thank you so much for being here. I've had so many struggles, y'all. I don't know what it is. I'll try and fix it. I will try my best. So any moderators that are here, let me know if you all still have your moderator positions or if all of that's gone. All right, y'all, it's 5 o'clock. Let's go. All right, come on in, everybody. Welcome. It's Foodie Fridays with Maggie. I am Maggie, the substitute teacher. We are making onion dumplings today. All right. Have I ever made these before? No. Has that ever stopped us? No. So if you like a savory meal, today is your day. Make sure you are subscribed to Food Talk TV, the home of TikTok's longest running live cooking show. All right. So we are going to clean the counter. I'll wash my hands and we're going to get ready. If you like Asian cuisine or Asian inspired cuisine, today is your day. We're going to be making dumplings in a low carb recipe. All right. So if you're diabetic, pre-diabetic, or you just want to cut some of the starches, today is your day. So come on in, everybody. Tap the screen and make sure you are subscribed. Thank you so much. We have 13 likes. Let's see if we can get to 20, 25. All right. So of course, as always, I have a video that I'm going to show you all. This is a low carb love inspired recipe. And as your substitute teacher, I will walk you through the substitutes that you can use in this recipe as well. All right. So let me wash my hands and let's go ahead and get started. Apparently this is going viral on the internet, but y'all know I'm old and I don't know, but it looked good and I had some of the ingredients. All right. So come on in and let's see here. I have linked the recipe in the description, but let me show you all what we're making today. So you can follow along. So she has 2 videos up. She has a reel, which is the fast one I'm going to show you, and then we're going to follow along with her YouTube. Hey, Mima, thank you so much for being here. We got Bria in the house. Thank you so much for being here. Christina is here. Sounds delicious. I think so too. All right, so let me show y'all. Let me turn up the volume.
If you love high protein and low carb meals, this is how I make my onion dumplings. I always start off by blanching my onions and I get started on the filling. I do pork, onion, mushrooms, green onion, minced garlic, ginger powder, salt and pepper, a little tamari, toasted sesame oil, and eggs to hold everything together. Give everything a good mix. Then I put the filling into my onion. I roll and place face down so it seals and sears. Once they're nice and golden brown, I add a little more tamari and then I cover so everything cooks all the way through. Then I top it off with some green onion for kake, some chili oil, and guys, if you love dumplings, these right here are full of flavor, they're high protein, and they're low carb.
Okay, y'all, so I saw this recipe and I said, that's it, we're making it. So the secret ingredient is onions. So we're going to go ahead and get started with our onions. I did place an order for 2 onions. If you have onions lying around, this could be a good recipe for you to make. So we're going to go ahead and start steaming these and then blanching these, and then they're going to steam when they cook. Yes, you caught me, Mimi. Come on in, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. We're up to 150 likes on TikTok. So if you saw in the video, she had look like sweet onions, and I think that's what I have here, but we're going to go ahead and take off the skin. We're going to cut off both of the ends, and then we're going to score it. We're actually going to put a slit down the end here. That way, when we're ready to fill them, they peel off easily, all right? So I am very excited. We're going to make our own Maggie's dim sum recipe today. Yes, I am a golden girl now. Y'all know I'm 50 and loving it. Okay, so let's get started. Let's get our cutting board, and we're going to actually, let's go ahead and start with some boiling water. So I'm going to put the cooktop here and just fill it halfway with water and go ahead and let that start boiling, because when I watched the video, she actually had her water boiling first. So let's go ahead and do that, and then we'll switch on over to the other video. We're up to 200 likes. Thank you all so much for being here. Make sure you tap the screen if you like savory Asian inspired recipes. That's what we're making today. So I have a little sauce pot here that I'm going to fill probably about 3/4 of the way with water. We want enough water to submerge our onions. And for this one, we are using large onions. I'd say like softball size. Um, that way y'all know we're team greedy. We can fill them up as much as we want. All right. So I should have tested this pot, but I think we'll be okay. So depending on how much you're making, we're going to do 2 onions. You can do 3. This could be a great little appetizer or even a meal, like a girl dinner, right? Thank you all so much for being here. Come on in. Thank you all for the love. Gratimus. I appreciate you all. Okay, so let's get our cooktop. So this is just regular tap water, about 3/4 full. Let me go ahead and plug this up. And I'm going to do it on the cooktop here so you all could see, kind of out of the way. All right. So for this recipe, you need a cutting board, a stove, and a pot. All right, so you can see here I've got probably about 3/4 full of water. So I'm just going to put this on and turn it on high just so it can start boiling. And while it's boiling, we're going to prepare our onions. So I'm just going to move this out of the way so you all can see everything, and then I'll bring it back when it's time. All right, come on in everybody, welcome. This is Foodie Fridays with Maggie. I'm Maggie, the substitute teacher. Make sure you are subscribed. Food Talk TV has live cooking content every day of the week, multiple times a day, and I'm with you all Fridays at 5 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Central. All right, so we're going to get a knife and we're going to get these prepped. All right, so for our 2 onions, and I don't know if we're going to use all of them. I'm thinking like you want to do the outer layers, just like you would do like a lettuce wrap or even like cabbage dumplings. All right, so let me watch the video. Let's go ahead, because y'all know I can mess up. I'm going to go over to her other video and we're going to do this together.
We're going to use a little hack, okay? Now, I've already tried this. This is a recipe that has been going viral on Instagram.
Have y'all seen
so
this?
We have to try it on here together. We're going to be using onion. Now, even if you're not an onion lover, because some people just don't like the spice, they don't like the taste
If you
of
like
it,
onions,
the
let
way
us
we're gonna
know.
make it,
I like
you
onions.
actually cannot taste
But she says you won't be able to taste that spiciness. All right.
onion. It actually
Oh, I went the wrong way. There we go.
any flavor that you usually get when you eat raw onions. So if you don't like onion, trust me, this is different. Like I would highly recommend that you give it a try, because it actually tastes like nice and sweet. It's actually crazy. So the texture is on point. Right now what we're going to do is we're going to put it right into our boiling hot water.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm just going to make sure that this starts to boil. This will.
All right, so some of you all like the onion spicy, some of you all do not. That is totally fine. I like onions. I do like them cooked better than raw, but you never know. All right, so come on in everybody, welcome. This is Foodie Fridays with Maggie. I'm Maggie, the substitute teacher. So we're going to take the ends off of our onions just so we can get that nice flat surface. All right, let me see if I can peel this down. Now on this one, you know how sometimes when you peel an onion, you just get in there and you take like that whole first layer? I'm going to try and be careful on this one, and I'm going to try and just take the skin and the crispy bits off, because we want that first layer of onion flavor. But if you have a sweet onion, some of y'all like raw onions, you could probably also do this with a red onion. I have some red onions, but you know, the first time I do a recipe, I like to do it exactly the way that it was shown, and then after that, absolutely doctor it up. All right, so I'm just peeling this a little bit carefully, and then we're going to score it. So come on in everybody. Oh, we made it to 3,200 likes already. Thank you all so much. Welcome. This is Foodie Fridays with Maggie. We are making onion dumplings. So if you feel like you can't have your favorite dumpling recipe, maybe this will inspire you. All right, so we have the first one. This one looks pretty good. So I'm gonna move that, just get a container for it. And then we're gonna peel the other one. And you could fill it with whatever you like, what usually goes in dumplings. It's usually some type of minced meat, seasonings, and veggies, and that's what we're gonna do. Hi, Adelinda. Thank you all so much for being here. Hey, Jurgen is here. Thank you so much for being here. Bonnie is here. Rhonda says she loves onions. I love that. Ah, you've never seen it? Okay, so apparently this is going viral, but I didn't know, and neither did y'all. So let's go in for the second one. Our pot of water is starting to slowly percolate over here. All right, so we're just gonna peel this kind of carefully. I'm excited about this. I think y'all were with me when we did the onion cups, but those were raw. And there's nothing wrong with raw onions. If you like it, I love it. But this way you can kind of get that onion texture or that dumpling texture, but from a vegetable. So I'm very excited. So you can use whatever ground meat that you have. You can use ground beef. I think she used ground pork. You can also use ground chicken. I have ground beef and I have ground chicken here. I don't know if y'all have a preference. Okay, perfect. So we have 2 sweet onions peeled. All right, so I'm just going to move that out of the way and let's go ahead and score them. And the reason we want to do that is so when it's time to peel and get our onion dumplings, it's easy. Ah, yes, we're making onion dumplings. Hi, Jen, come on in. Thank you all so much for being here. All right, so. Okay, so I'm just gonna wipe this off and then we are going to do, we're gonna do a nice cut down the first few layers of this onion, of both onions. And then as soon as our water is starting to move, we're gonna get it to boil. All right, so we have our onion here. I am just going to not cut all the way down, but we're gonna make a slit. I'd say like about this much, all right? So almost, that's not right, that's not good. Almost to the center. So we put a nice little slit there. That way when it softens, we can peel it. All right, and this one I kind of peeled it janky. So I'm just going to do right here and do the same thing, kind of about a third, no more than halfway down. Okay, so our onions are ready. I'm gonna move the cutting board. We are gonna prep some other veggies. So I'm gonna tell you all what goes inside these. Oh, looks like our water is just about ready. So we have our boiling water here. I'm gonna go ahead and gently put the onions in. She lowered them in with the spoon. I think we'll be okay. Let me just make sure. Yeah, they should both fit, but just for safety. Come on in, everybody. Let's go ahead and be safe. I don't know if this will work, but you just don't want to, hurt yourself. So we're going to lower that gently in. And then we're going to do this one. Now the recipe says just to let it boil for like 3 minutes and then take them out and set them aside. All right. So while this is doing its thing, I'm just going to move it back so you all can kind of see. And I'm going to put the lid on here. All right. So come on in, everybody. Welcome. Oh, we made it to 6,000 likes. Thank you all so much for being here. If you're just hopping in, this is what we're making. We are making low carb love onion dumplings. So we are getting our onions ready now. We've got a lot of filling that's going to go in with the ground meat. So that is the finished product. So we got ground beef, onion, carrot, mushroom, and green onions. All right. I think I'm going to skip the onions because we got onions going on here. All right. So I have you all know I have my trusty manual chopper. So if you're really good dicing things small, that's great. So we need onions. Well, we have the onions. We're going to dice some mushroom. Ooh, it's really boiling. Let me take it down. Oh, gosh. I don't know why it smells so good just boiling onions. Like, who would have thought? Okay, so it says a cup of mushrooms diced. I'm going to go ahead and rinse all of it. Now, I'm using the fresh mushrooms, but in a pinch, you could absolutely use the canned mushrooms, all right? Just use what you have. No need to go overboard. Oh my gosh, y'all, this smells so good. All right, so let's go ahead and rinse these off, and then I'm gonna put them in the chopper, and then we're gonna chop them up, and then we'll scoop out about a cup. Okay, I'm gonna eyeball it. So come on in, everybody. We are making our filling for our onion dumplings. Now, in this recipe, you can substitute any veggies that you like. If you don't like mushrooms, omit them and substitute peppers or whatever you like, okay? And if you're vegetarian, then omit the meat altogether and just saute your veggies. Okay, so we're gonna rinse this. Some people wash their mushrooms, some people just wipe their mushrooms. Do whatever works for you, okay? I'm not the food police, but we're gonna go ahead and give these a wash. They come from the earth. All right, so now, whew, while our onions are doing their thing, we're gonna put our mushroom in here, and I'm gonna see if I can chop all of them. Now, if you have fancy knife skills, go ahead and bring them out now. But you all know I love my manual chopper. It's got the blades on here. This is also great if you're learning to cook or if you've got kiddos in the kitchen. It's just gonna chop this up. It did start boiling quickly. I know, Jeanette, this cooktop I got off of, I don't wanna say it, but y'all know the store that we all shop at. And it heats up really quickly, all right? So, just a few pulls, and now our mushrooms are chopped up. We do have some chunks in there, but I think it's okay. I think it looks good. Let's take the mushrooms out, and then I think what I'll do, that's been at least 3 minutes. So if you want them finer, you can absolutely do finer than that. Let's see, I'll take them all out. And then we'll just measure with our heart. All right, so we're gonna take all these mushrooms out. Careful. Oof, that looks so pretty. And then we're gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna use the same container. We're gonna do green onion, and we're going to do carrot, all right? So our mushrooms are done. I'm just gonna set this behind me until we're ready to assemble. Avengers assemble. All right. I hate to waste, but I do want it to look pretty. So I'm gonna scrape this out. Okay, y'all, let's go ahead and take, I don't know why, y'all, this smells really good. It smells like the beginning of a broth. So we have boiled our onions whole with a slit. So she says, take them out and put them on a plate. And this recipe, along with all my recipes and all the other Food Talk TV creator recipes, is on foodtalktv.com. So you all can see that slit has gotten in there. So I'm just looking at that top layer of skin. I think it looks okay. I'll leave that big one in for just another minute while we scrape this out. So come on in, everybody. Welcome. This is Foodie Fridays with Maggie. I'm Maggie, the substitute teacher. We are making the viral, apparently so, viral low-carb onion dumplings. And if you don't like onions, she said, this way of cooking them, you don't even taste them, all right? Oh, yes, green onions are good in a dumpling. Absolutely. I like green onions anyway. Excuse me, I think it's a great garnish. I love it. And I can chop, but I can't chop this fine, this fast. So we're gonna do the same thing with our green onion. I'm just gonna prep them on the cutting board. And then we'll do the same thing with our carrot. And then we're ready to start cooking. Okay, so we got our mushrooms here. This is great if you're a meal prepper. When you have your veggies already chopped and ready to go, you can throw them in an omelet, in a stir fry, really fast and easy so they don't spoil. I have a problem with that. Okay, so let's just rinse this out so our green onions look really nice. So come on in, everybody. We made it to 8,000 likes. Thank you so much for being here. Welcome. All right, and I'm just gonna get the blade and just rinse this off, and we're gonna do it 2 more times. Now, because I'm cooking for y'all, I want everything to look beautiful, but you know, it's all going together, so it's okay. You don't have to wash it in between. All right, I think we're good with this other onion, plus I want this countertop space. Can y'all see how it started to like wrinkle? I'm excited about that. I think that means it's going to be easy to separate. All right, so we're going to take this other massive onion out and we're just going to let it sit behind us. All right, so these are our dumpling wrappers, our low carb dumpling wrappers. Okay, so I'm going to pour out the hot water, and I'm just going to move the cooktop. We're going to come back to it in a minute, but I want to make sure we have all of our veggies prepped, because then all we got to do is cook our ground beef, and that won't take long. All right. Oh, here comes the music. Alexa, set volume to 0. Y'all know how you can use your robots to have like, oh, it's still going. Hold on. Oh, is it going to stop? Oh, I think I can do it from the top. Okay. So I have one of those things they call a routine, where when it hears water from the faucet, it starts playing like chill music. It's relaxing. Okay, focus, Maggie. Now we got to do green onions. Let me get the green onion. So I did order these and they came a little bit soggy. So the recipe says a cup of mushroom. And then for this, it's supposed to be half a bunch of green onion. Okay. So I'm just going to take off the ones that are kind of sad. And then we're going to just chop the ends off the others. And I'm going to put them directly in the manual food chopper. Hello, Linda. Thank you so much for being here. Come on in, everybody. Welcome. Yes, thank you so much. We are making low-carb dumplings today, everyone. So far, if you're just coming in, we have our 2 onions back there that we peeled and cut a slit in. And then we boiled them for about 3 to 5 minutes, depending on the size of your onions. All right. And then I'm just setting them behind us, so when we're ready to assemble, they'll be nice and pliable. Thank you for all the love. Come on in, everybody. Thank you all so much for being here, and welcome. Okay, so now we're going to prep our green onion. Let me just get myself ready. You know, when you're at home and you're cooking for yourself, you just kind of throw things together like a crazy cook. That's usually what I do, but you know, we're all learning and we're at different stages of cooking. Putting this damp paper towel down here keeps it from sliding on the granite. That's for safety. All right, so we have our struggle green onions here. So let me rinse these off. All right. And then we're going to take the rubber band off. You know those cooking shows that have everything prepped and ready to go? This is not that. All right. Hello, Mark is here. Thank you so much for being here. Snooze likes the kitchen. I love the kitchen. It's my happy place. I love cooking for y'all. Mr. President will be coming over after this, and he has requested breakfast for dinner. So this is what I'm doing for me. And then I'll be making pancakes, bacon, eggs, and hash browns for him. But this is how everything started for me. You know, when you're cooking for your family or cooking for your loved ones, even if you're on a health journey or whatever, you know, don't make them suffer if they don't have weight to lose. Now, of course, you want to cook nutritious food. And again, I'm not the food police, but you know, sometimes just when you cook at home, it's a way of showing love. You know the ingredients that are in your food, and it just brings a family together. We grew up eating together. All right, let's just take this off. So I will be posting the man food later. But what I was going to say is, you know, this is how it started for me, cooking for the family. And then I'll cook stuff that, unfortunately for me, I can't eat. So my way of doing that is cooking what I can eat first and getting that out of the way. That way I'm not nibbling too much when I'm cooking for others. All right, so let's see if we can chop up these green onions and have those ready to go. And we're gonna put most of them inside the ground beef, but we're gonna save some for a garnish. And that's another hack, you all. We all eat with our eyes first. That's what my mom taught me. So whatever you're using inside your recipe, save some. All right, I think that looks pretty good. Some of them are still kind of long, but we should be fine. It's okay. The ones that are long, I'll just chop by hand. So this little manual chopper I love, but I think because these long pieces were a little bit, how do you say, limp, they didn't chop as much. So we have some green onions. This is gonna go inside our ground beef. Do y'all want chicken dumplings or do you want beef dumplings? It's up to you. I have both. And I'm just gonna scrape down the sides because we don't wanna waste. All right, so come on in, everybody. Oh, we're at 9,800 likes, almost at 10,000. Thank you all so much. Maybe you can get us to 10,000. We are making low-carb dumplings today. So you're going to have all that flavor that you like. But we're just getting, excuse me, everything prepped. All right, so we have our green onions, we have mushrooms, and then the last one is going to be carrot. So again, if you don't like carrot or carrot doesn't like you, I don't know what, like red bell peppers. What else? You could do like some other Asian inspired vegetables like water chestnuts, any of those other things. All right. So we'll have this. I'm just going to put this in a separate container so I remember to keep it on the side because I'm bad about dumping everything and then I'm like, oh shoot, I wanted to keep some of that as a garnish. Not everybody cares about the garnish. Hello, Bert. Thank you so much for being here. Quasia wants chicken. All right. So whatever ground meat you have, you can use. Okay, so I'll set that over here. And then the last one is carrot. So let's rinse this off. And the recipe calls for 2 medium carrots, or you could do 1 large. This is a great way if you have picky eaters to get your kids to eat more vegetables like my mom used to do. She's a retired home economics teacher. Just put it in their food. Put it in the food, in the sauces. Put it in the stuff that you know they're going to eat. You got to get your vegetables in, all right? Enough lecturing. We made it to 11,000 likes. Thank you, everybody. Come on in. Welcome. This is Foodie Fridays with Maggie. I'm Maggie, the substitute teacher. And apparently, we are making viral onion dumplings today. Have you heard of it? No, because neither have I. All right, so next we have carrots. I'm just cleaning as we go. Thank you all so much for being here. I appreciate it. All right, let's wipe this down. And then I have a whole bag of carrots, but I think I see 2 small ones in there. I usually don't eat carrot. I love carrots, but you know, if you're trying to be as low sugar as possible, vegetables are great, but there are some that have a little bit more sugar than others, okay? I'm not a doctor. Do not listen to me. I'm just a mom on the internet. All right, so let's get a couple small ones. I peel them in the back. And then we're just going to peel. And I don't know if those will go in the chopper. Get to the chopper. I may have to chop these by hand, but we'll give it a try. Ooh, that one looks kind of gnarly. These are great. You can dip them in, you know, some type of low-calorie dip. Oh, Angel likes the smile. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, tell me you're African without telling me you're African, but I appreciate the compliment. Very kind of you. All right, so let's rinse these off, and then we're just going to peel, and we'll take off the ends, and then now I will say this: when you're putting veggies inside of a anything, a sauce or something, you want to try and get all of the pieces the same size. So we wouldn't want to have big slivers of carrot like this and our mushroom like this. You want to try and get everything the same so that when you take a bite, you get a little bit of everything. All right. So we've got our mushrooms. We've got our green onion. Let's peel these carrots quickly. I want to take a bite of it. Gosh, this is like my childhood, standing over the sink peeling vegetables. Does anybody do that with their mom or grandma? just memories. But I love cooking. You know, it's one of those things. I think we all need something that soothes us. You know, everybody, I think, should have some type of hobby that calms them down. You can't be overstimulated all the time. And cooking is that way for me. Plus, it serves a couple purposes. You get to feed yourself, you get to feed your family. And then, you know, if you get older like me and you need to make some changes, you at least have the basics. You know, I'm a boy mom ×2. Y'all know Marcus is a Marine. I'm very excited. I get to see him soon. I don't know how much I can say, so I'm not going to say anything. But I taught both of the boys how to cook. And my goal was just, I want you to eat out because you want to, not because you don't know your way around the kitchen. I think it's a great life skill to have when you're traveling. You can save a lot of money and go out and splurge for sure, but don't just be Uber eating all the time. Who does that? Okay, anyway, you didn't ask me that. Now let's see if our chopper will take care of these carrots. I am gonna get a nice little hunk out of this one. All right. Let's see if we can get a nice fine chop. And then we're ready to cook. You know, when you don't eat a lot of like fake sugar, which I love sweets, clearly, okay? But natural sweet just comes through so much stronger. At least that's my experience. All right, so let's clean up and then get our carrots. So come on in, everybody. I should have done this over the sink, but I just like y'all to see everything. Let's trash our carrot peel. Or if you're a composter, I guess you could compost or give it to your furry friends. I don't know. All right. So let's see if we can get a nice fine chop. Sometimes I shake it around just to make sure we get the big chunks. Hello, Watcher Supreme. You like tomatoes? Yeah, veggies get to the chopper. Do you have a lot of tomatoes in Asian-inspired cuisine? I don't know. It's mostly like more root vegetables. What do I know? I am not a chef. Y'all know we struggle cook over here. Y'all know we just figure it out. All right. So we got some carrot. They could be smaller, but I'm fine with it. All right. So we have our carrots ready to go. And you can just keep pulling to get even finer pieces. All right. So we're going to dump this in. And then we have, we have our trash. We have our veggies ready to go. And then I saw one vote for ground beef. What do you all like in your dumplings? I think a lot of Asian food has like ground pork. I'm fine with that. But if you don't, you could do ground turkey. You could do ground chicken. You could do ground beef. I don't even know if they do that impossible ground stuff anymore. Or completely vegetarian. Just saute your veggies, all right? Bert says it looks great. Aw, thank you so much. I appreciate you. One of our rising stars. Okay, so if you just came in, let me show you all what we're making now that we're at a stopping point. All right, so this is the video I've been playing.
Meals, this is how I make my onion dumplings. I always start off by blanching my onions and I get started on the filling. I do pork, onion, mushrooms, green onion, minced garlic, ginger powder, salt and pepper, a little tamari, toasted sesame oil, and eggs to hold everything together. Give everything a good mix. Then I put the filling into my onion. I roll and place face down so it seals and sears. Once they're nice and golden brown, I add a little more tamari and then I cover so everything cooks all the way through. Then I top it off with some green onion for a kake, some chili oil, and guys, if you love dumplings, these right here are full of flavor. They're high protein and they're low carb.
All right, so that is the goal. All right, so we have our veggies done. We have our mushrooms done. We have our green onions done. And we have our carrots done. So now we're going to get the, what is this? The skillet out. Let's go back to the step-by-step video. Let me turn on the struggle air conditioning. Y'all know I'm a woman of a particular age. All right. So,
You want it to be like in a rolling boil. It's boiling hot. Throw it in there. We're blanching it. We're going to do about 3 to 4 minutes. These are really big onions. And so that is going to take the spice away. It's going to take the flavor, all of that, and also make it manageable. Like, we're going to be able to stuff it. And I'm going to show you how to put all that together. But while that's going on, we're going to get started on the filling. As a matter of fact, and I totally forgot to mention that you need to cut a slit into the onion, because these are going to become your individual dumpling wrappers. It's just going to make your life so much easier. Okay, so our onions are done. I'm going to go ahead and put the water back here because we are straight up getting a facial. I'm going to get...
All right, she's going to do something else.
This is one of their... They literally kiss and you...
All right, so let's go ahead and get our skillet ready.
A combination of 2. I'm going to use ground beef. It's what I have on hand right now.
I do too.
So we're going to go ahead... toss that in here.
Now,
so we have our ground beef. I'm going to do some mushrooms.
Okay.
So that's all going in. I'm just going to mix everything together right now. We have our carrots.
Okay.
Some diced carrots. You definitely want some green onion.
All right, let's pause there and then we'll pick it up. I'm going to go ahead and get our skillet. So let me bring our stovetop back. I'm also going to do ground beef. I know you voted for chicken, but I do have, if you have ground chicken, you can do that. But I do have some ground beef too. So we're going to go ahead and get our cooktop ready. Since it's the first time, and she also said, I don't know if y'all heard, she also said you could do a mix if you want pork or Italian sausage or half turkey, half chicken, do whatever works for you. All right, so let me make sure, can y'all see? All right, so now we need a skillet. Now, sometimes when people do like a really lean, like ground chicken breast or something, they'll put a little bit of oil in the pan. Since I'm doing ground beef, I'm just going to put it directly into the pan. I think there's enough oil in it, but you know, do whatever works for you. Okay, so let me cut this open over the sink. So we're going to use 1 pound of ground beef. Now, if you're doing, I would probably go ahead and cook the whole pound, but you could scale up or scale down this recipe depending on, you know, how many other people you're feeding. All right, so let me cut this carefully over the sink. And I'm going to put it directly into the dry skillet, and then we're going to put our veggies directly on top. Looks like she just cooks everything together. And then we're going to season it very well. That's going to be the key, especially when you're doing any type of ethnic cooking, Indian food, Asian food, African food. We don't play about our spices, okay? Now, not spice like hot spice, but flavor spice, all right? So this is warming up. All right, so let's go ahead and do a whole pound of ground beef. And then I'm gonna wash my hands and then we'll put the veggies in there. We'll do about a handful of the mushrooms and then all of the carrot and all of the green onion, except for what we reserve for the garnish, all right? All right, and since this cooktop gets really hot, I'm going to turn it down. So we're going to go in with our mushrooms. I just want to do everything by hand, but you know, I'm trying to teach. All right, so we're going to put in like 2 big spoonfuls of mushrooms. And then we'll do all of the carrot and all of the green onion. Save a little, maybe we'll garnish that. Okay, so while this is doing its thing, we're gonna season it really well. Let's see what seasoning she puts in, and then we're gonna get in here and stir. But I think we haven't done anything, but I think it's so colorful. That's what my mom said, your plate should always have at least 3 colors.
And now for the seasoning. So this is just going to give it all the flavor. You can do coconut aminos, you can do tamari, you can even do soy sauce. Okay, I do coconut aminos or tamari to keep it gluten-free. If you are a gluten-free person, then you definitely want to go that route. A little rice vinegar.
I don't know if I have that. We'll see.
Okay, we have some
toasted sesame oil.
I did
This
get that.
gives it a lot of flavor.
Hey, Michelle, we're doing dumplings. Sesame oil.
Then you can use minced ginger. I'm just using ground ginger. It's easy. It's what I have right now. Then, of course, some onion powder.
Yep.
Just for flavor, for some sabor. Garlic powder. And don't worry, I'll have the recipe in the description below.
Okay, let's go ahead and stop there. So let's go ahead and get all of those seasonings in that she mentioned because I want to get this stirred up. Stir it up. All right, so you can use soy sauce if you can have soy. Some people are sensitive to soy or want to avoid it, so this is the substitute for your soy sauce. It's called coconut aminos. And I don't know if y'all know this, but soy sauce has gluten in it as well. And this recipe, if you want the exact measurements, it's all on foodtalktv.com. But the soy sauce, oh, it smells so good. 2 tablespoons of that. What else did she do? She did some sesame oil. Now, sesame oil, a little bit goes a long way, all right? So with sesame oil, you're gonna get like a nuttiness to it that's like, I can't explain it. It just has like a, let's see if I can open it. Oh, it just has like a really unique flavor, but this is not a cooking oil. This is more of a flavor oil, okay? And go light on the sesame oil if you wanna watch the calories. So this is sesame oil. You could also do sriracha, any other spices that you want. I know she's gonna do salt and pepper, so I'm gonna go ahead and salt it well. All right. And then she also did garlic powder. So I'm just eyeballing the seasonings, but she says a teaspoon of garlic powder, also a teaspoon of onion powder, and then ginger. You can also do fresh. If you have fresh, that would be even better. Or you could do the squeeze paste or even the garlic. I think I'll do some of this one. The minced garlic. Oh my God. Y'all, the ginger and the garlic getting in there smells so good. And I'll show you all the paste that I'm talking about in case you don't know. I'm not afraid of garlic, so I'm gonna go in. And I'll show you all another substitute. You can get these from the grocery store, the garlic paste and the ginger paste, and squeeze it in if you don't have the powder. And then pepper. I'm out of black pepper, so I'm just gonna use a little cayenne. I turned the heat down while I got all this going on. All right, so let's go ahead and mix this up and make sure our ground beef cooks well. All right, so come on in, everybody. Welcome. This is Foodie Fridays with Maggie. I'm Maggie, the substitute teacher. And we are making dumplings, low-carb onion dumplings. I know it's not cooked, but isn't that just beautiful? I think food and nature and all of that is beautiful. So you all saw how heavily I seasoned it. And my mom taught me to taste as you go. Now this ground beef, let me turn it up now. The ground beef is still kind of red, so we want to make sure that it's cooked through. And then we'll taste it, all right? So come on in. Yes, spices give you the flavor in your ear. Everything is fine. Yeah, if you're vegetarian, omit the meat, obviously. Get a little bit of oil in the pan and go in heavy with your veggies. You can still have that wonderful dumpling experience. I'm so excited, y'all. We made it to 14,000 likes. Let's see if we can make it to 15,000. So I'm just getting all of the color. I don't know where my little mixer is. So if you just came in, welcome. We are making onion dumplings, so I'll walk you all through. We started with 2 onions, and I'll show you. As they have sat here, they've kind of gotten wrinkly. So we have 2 sweet onions that what we did is we peeled them and then we cut a slit about 1/3 of the way down. Look like little Pac-Mans. Does anybody know what Pac-Man is, or I'm just old? Anyway, and then we put those in boiling water to blanch them for about 3 to 5 minutes, depending on the size of your onions, because that's going to be our dumpling wrapper. You know about it, Deja. Thank you all so much. We're at 14.7. So we just want to make sure we get all of that pink out, okay? Especially with ground meat. If you have a steak or one piece of meat and you like it to be a little, pink or underdone, that's fine. But you don't want to do that necessarily with ground meat. Why? I don't know. But we're going to make sure this is cooked through now, especially if you're doing poultry, ground chicken, or ground turkey. You absolutely want to make sure it's cooked well. All right, so I just have this on a medium. So I was walking you all through everything. So after we blanched our onions, set those aside, and then we cut up our veggies. We had some raw mushroom in there. And y'all can see we put 2 big scoops of mushroom in here, but you can barely see any mushroom. You love Pac-Man, Mimi? So you see what I mean? You could feed your family if you got little ones, picky eaters, or even if your Mr. or Mrs. says, I don't like vegetables, put them in the food. You're going to have a vegetable. Yes. That's right. Jurgen says we need to put the eggs in. That's going to be our binder. Thank you for the reminder. All right, so I'm going to give this a taste for flavor, for seasoning, see how it is on its own. All right, so that looks good. Let me just get a little bit of carrot, a little bit of onion. I think I'm getting some mushroom. I can't find it. But I just want to make sure I have everything in the bite that's going to be good when we bite down in our onion. Oh, thanks, y'all. We made it to 15,000 likes. Y'all, that is so good. You could probably skip the salt if you're going to do soy sauce or coconut aminos. I don't mind it, but that coconut aminos has salt in it. I almost want like a little bit more ginger. Patricia is new here. Welcome. I almost want a little bit more ginger, or maybe I'll put in a little of the ginger paste. This is just me. Do I have one that's already open? I want it zippy. I want it zippy. I do. I have a struggle one that's open. I just want a little bit more ginger. But you see what I mean? You can customize it with whatever flavors you like. All right. Just for a little bit more personality. Yes, it's good. Okay, so Jurgen is right. We need the eggs. So let me turn this all the way down and just stir in that ginger. And then we do need to add a couple eggs to it. I almost want to drain it. I'm looking at hers. Mine looks a little bit soupy. So I think I might drain it just so it's not too wet. All right. Let me give it one more taste since I've added the ginger and maybe a little pepper. Let me taste it. All right. I just wanted a little bit more heat. Let me get some of that green onion and that carrot and all of that in there. Y'all, I'm getting excited. I'm gonna put a little bit more pepper. I don't mind the heat. Okay. It's coming together, y'all. It's coming together. Okay, focus, Maggie. So I'm just gonna push this off to the side. And it's nice because the carrots give you like a little bit of crunch, a little bit of character, but you could do celery, you could do water chestnuts, do whatever you like. Okay, so we do need to add some eggs. So if you're just coming in, this is what we're making. We're up to the eggs. Oh, that's not what we want. This is what we want. Okay. All right. So we did our garlic, our seasonings, our green onion. I'm just looking, our coconut aminos. Yeah. It looks like she drained it, y'all. Let's go ahead and do that. Then we're going to put it in our, Add a little bit more soy sauce and then some garnish, and then we're good. Yeah, y'all, the hard part is pretty much done. Okay. You know, these reels, it's like they go so fast, and then sometimes it's like, why didn't mine turn out that way? Everything looks really good and tastes really good, and that broth is delicious. Can I save it? I don't want to pour it down the drain, y'all. It's got so much flavor, but I don't want it to make our dumplings collapse. Okay. So I'm just going to pour it in the sink or over here. Let me see if I can do it without making a mess. And keep the filling, but get it a little bit drier. I know, I'm coming. It's beeping at me. Okay. Oh yeah. Y'all, that's good. That would be a really good soup base. We don't have to waste anything. All right, now I'm gonna go back in, and like Jurgen said, we're gonna add 2 eggs and kind of scramble it in there so that it binds everything. All right. Let me just move that. We made a little bit of a mess, but it's okay. Cooking is messy. All right, so I've turned it down. Let's go to the step-by-step video. I'm so excited, y'all. Make sure we got all the seasonings because y'all know I mess up.
Using sweeteners, anything of that like sort, I usually leave it linked for you. I also have my meal plan down there. If you are just getting lunch, dinner, desserts, you are looking to really see that scale move low for you. But now that we have everything in our filling, we have everything. We have our mushrooms, carrots, green onions, all of our seasonings. Now we're just going to give everything a good mix. And now we are going to do the eggs to bind it. Okay, so if you were to leave it as is, you're still going to get the same flavor, but it just might kind of fall apart. So you want to have a little binder. So we're going to do eggs. So and if you want to make some for your family that are not low carb, and then make some for yourself that are, you can actually, you make the filling just the same, and then you just make some that have the wonton wrappers or the dumpling wrappers, and then you make yours with the onion. That's one of the things that
is a great hack.
Recipes here on my channel
All
is
right,
that
let's
even if your family's
do
not
the eggs.
low carb.
Okay. That's exactly what I started doing. So if everybody wants dumplings, yours are going to be in a low carb wrap, and then do the wonton wrappers for everyone else. Okay, so let's put 2 eggs in here, and then we're going to scramble it up, and then I think we're ready to assemble, y'all. I am so excited. All right, so I turned it down. I'm going to turn it back up. And the eggs are actually going to give it even more protein. So this is a low carb, high protein option, and the flavor tastes so good. I probably should have tasted it after I drained it, but we seasoned it really, really well. Okay, wash my hands. All right, so we're just gonna mix this up. Let me move this out of the way. We're about to start assembling. The hard part is done. Just wanna make sure y'all can see. Uh-oh. So just like you would a scramble. Oh my gosh, it smells so good, y'all. And she said the egg kind of keeps the consistency. I still think this is going to be like a messy kind of meal when you bite into it, but something tells me that's okay. All right. So you can omit the egg. You can put whatever you want in there. All right, y'all. We've got our scramble. This would be a nice little breakfast scramble. You could put this, like she said, in wonton wrappers. I think we're okay. All right, so we're gonna give this a taste. So this is our filling. We've got the eggs. Thank you all so much for being here. I think it looks good. You can eat just this. All right, so let's give it another little taste. And the eggs will help with that little saltiness. I don't mind salt. I have to avoid sugar, but not salt. All right, so we've got our green onion, we've got our carrot, we got a nice little bite. I'm trying to keep it together. All right, so I'm gonna unplug this, Now we're ready to assemble. So let me move everything. We're going to bring the onions over and let's see if we can peel off those layers for our dumpling. So yes, y'all, come on in. Welcome. This is Foodie Fridays with Maggie. We are making low carb, high protein onion dumplings. If you're like, onion what? That's totally fine. Use the dumpling wrappers. So if you have growing boys, some of y'all have been rocking with me since I was cooking for the boys. They're 16 and 18 now. But, you know, they would be circling. Y'all, this looks so pretty. Ah, I'm so excited. All right, now I'm nervous. Great idea? Yeah, I think so too. And I love onions, but this is going to be the hack. Yeah, it's a great soup base. Ooh, you could season your rice with that broth, y'all. It's so good. All right. So let's see if we can pull off. She had like a pan full. I'm kind of nervous. All right. I'm going to do this. I'm going to move this over here. I'm going to get the other skillet because as soon as I make it, I want to put it face down just as we prep them. I don't want to handle them too much. So I'm getting another skillet, and this one has a lid so we can steam our dumplings, okay? I'm not going to put any oil or anything in here. Let's just see what we can do here. So let's see if it'll come off. Okay, see, there's a lot of liquid in this onion. Please peel carefully. Y'all. Oh my God, y'all, it is so juicy. Okay, I think I got two here. I don't mind it doubled up. Okay, so let's try one. Let me get a clean spoon. I'm so excited. So this is our dumpling wrapper. So we're gonna scoop our filling in here and then we're gonna roll it up on itself and then we're gonna put it seam side down inside the new pan. All right, so you all can see everything. All right. Oh, now I'm feeling greedy. Okay, how do I roll? Ooh, how do I roll this? Okay, so let's just tuck it up in there. Look at that. Look at that. Okay, so I'm just gonna put it down and I'm gonna keep going. So this is where you could get the kids in the kitchen, you know, get the little hands to help you after you've done all the chopping stuff. You know, everybody loves to eat, but this way they get comfortable with their own food. Y'all, I am so excited for this. I don't know why. Okay, so we're just gonna keep peeling off layers until they get small. It does work, yeah. Y'all, I've never made this up. Half of this stuff, I just see come through my feed and I'm like, ooh, I'm either brave enough or dumb enough to try it with y'all first time. Now, just getting it off here in one piece is like, just wanna handle it delicately. But yeah, y'all. Now, I might have needed to boil it a little bit longer, but it does work. So I'm going to put it in this part closer to my wrist. And then I'm just rolling it up on itself. All right, so we're gonna do all of these. We're gonna just keep going until it fills up the pan, and then we're just gonna steam them quickly in there and top them, and we're ready to go. I'm gonna move over to the big one, because y'all know you're greedy, and you want these big old dumpling layers. So I'm just using my finger. Oh, thank you, Miss Protein Jetty. Thank you so much for the support. I appreciate you. It's looking good, y'all. Now this part right here, I would probably have somebody separating your onion skins because I don't want to I want to get in here fast, but then it'll tear. And maybe I didn't steam them long enough, but let's see. Oh, that's the only thing, y'all. It's almost like I got to put my finger underneath there, almost like you're seasoning the turkey at Thanksgiving and you want to get the seasoning all up underneath there. Oh, y'all, I don't think I boiled them long enough. Especially this big one. It's coming apart, but it's kind of falling apart, but it's okay because we're going to roll it up on itself. Oh, thank you, Bon Apple Gourmet. I appreciate it. And y'all can eat this as an appetizer, or this could be your whole meal, because it's just, let me do it over this pan. So even if it tears, it's fine. You just want to put the open side down into the plate. All right. So this is what we do. I'm your substitute teacher because I cook with sugar substitutes, dairy substitutes, and gluten substitutes. And so we're finding ways to enjoy the food we want to have with the ingredients that we have to have. So again, this is our low carb dumpling. And I'm going to stuff this big one up, greedy, and then just roll it in on itself. And then I'll turn on the skillet. So if you're just beginning and learning to cook, I'm just going to take off some of this. If you're just beginning and learning to cook, there's nothing wrong with turning the skillet down or turning it off while you're getting everything ready. All right. So we have about, you're hungry? I know, y'all. So we have 5 done. I'm just going to keep going until I fill up this pan. And then we're just going to sear them. All right. Some of them come off nice. Some of them, it's a little bit, you just got to get your finger up underneath there so it keeps its shape. All right. So again, if you're just coming in, welcome. This is Foodie Fridays with Maggie. I'm Maggie, the substitute teacher. We are making low carb dumplings using onion skins as the dumpling wrapper. So if you can have wonton strips, have some for me. Lord knows I love them, but I've had enough. All right. So we are, oh, you know what? I think I need to, I'm going to get the knife and I'm just going to cut a little bit more down into the core so that it comes off easy. All right. So I think we can do like 2 or 3 more and then we'll sear these and then we will be done. Oh, it's starting to break. So if you're doing a lot, you could probably get like the first third of the onion skin. Once you get down to the core, it's a little bit stiffer. I don't mind it, but if you need to do enough for a crowd, you may want to do 3 onions, and the larger, the better. Yeah. The closer you get to the core, the harder it is to like roll on itself. And we have a little bit of a tear, but it's okay. I'll see if I can turn it. And this stove is not on. I'm just arranging them. All right, let's go to the other one. We may have to stop here. But I'm so excited, y'all. You love onions? Yes, if you love onions, this is for you. And these were large, sweet onions. You could eat them raw, but we just put them in water. We boiled the water first and then put them in. We did like 3 to 5 minutes. You may want to go a little bit longer. But y'all can't tell me that doesn't look good. I'm so excited. Okay, I want to fill this pan. Okay, so after we blanch these onions, we set them behind us to set, and then we have our filling. I used ground beef, and then the veggies of choice, mushroom. Yeah, I think this one's done. Mushroom, carrot, and green onion. So we have onions on onions on onions. So you'll have that natural sweetness and that natural crunch. But again, substitute the Asian-inspired veggies that you like. If you like bok choy, if you like leeks, if you like water chestnuts, have it your way, Burger King. All right, I think, yeah, this one is falling apart. Let's see if I can get one more. I'm so excited. And then we cooked our ground beef. We seasoned it heavily, okay? So salt, pepper, sesame oil, soy sauce, or coconut aminos. What else did we put in there? Garlic, ginger, all of the wonderful aromatic Asian spices. Y'all, I want to eat this just like that. All right. Let's go ahead and we're done. Okay. So now we're going to turn this on. Let me wash my hands. I'm so excited. And y'all can eat like the whole thing, right? It's just, what is it? Like 1 onion, a whole bunch of veggies, and ground beef. And this is something that I think would would reheat up well. Y'all know I'm gonna have some of this with one of the raw ones. Okay, so now we're gonna turn this on. I'm gonna turn it on low. And then I think she just adds some more like sesame oil, but we want it to sear. Let me turn it down low. Let's go to the step by step and see what she does.
And then feed your family, you know, like the traditional way. This is what it's gonna look like. Okay, and trust me, it's gonna finish cooking. Once we put it into the onion, I'm just gonna let it cook a little bit more. Meanwhile, humongous. And I wanted to, so we have our filling, and it's very easy to cook. Okay, so this is what it looked like. Look at that. Very nice. Okay, you do not want to get like at restaurants. Obviously, these were huge. So, and then you have yourself. Now, I got a little tiny bit of oil here. We have a little bit of avocado oil.
Okay, I'll get some oil and we'll
actually,
put
because I
some
don't want it to burn. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna put it face down. So wherever the opening is, you want to try to put that face down so that it kind of gives it like a little sear. Have a little bit of water. So from like the sauces. So I'm gonna dry it out a little. But now this is it. You're gonna put all your little dumplings right into your pan.
Okay.
And now
Let me get a little bit of oil in there so they can brown. 1 second. She said avocado oil. Do I have avocado oil? No. I have some olive oil. I know it's not the same, but we just wanted it to kind of fry. So I should have put that down, but I'm just going to kind of, let it kind of get up underneath there. Y'all, the struggle cooking has begun. Okay, so we're gonna turn this on medium and we're gonna try and let them sear, and then we're gonna turn them over. I'm gonna see if we can get them brown. You're excited? I know, I'm so excited. Okay, so a little bit out of order, but we're okay. And I'm gonna taste one without it being cooked. So this is where we are. We're putting them down into the oil, and then once we get that sear, we're gonna turn them over, soy sauce, and then put the lid on it. So let's see if we can get them to brown. All right, now, for research purposes, I wanna taste one of these raw. I know we blanched them, but I just wanna like get a little bite with the filling while we're waiting for these to brown. And just kind of see a precursor of what it's going to taste like. Y'all, it is so good, but because it's at the core and it's a little bit raw, you have the spiciness of the onion. I don't mind it, but I can't wait for these. And it's got that sweetness. Okay, let's see if we can turn one of these over. We want to get a nice little brown. It's not brown yet. Let me just rub it in some of that oil. All right, it's coming along. I'll give it like 1 more minute. And I'll do a little bit of oil around the outside. Thank you. Put this oil down first so that it can get hot and give you a nice crispy sear. Ah, looks good. You want one? I know. I'm excited. I'm excited. All right. So yeah, y'all, it tastes delicious. You could eat it just like this. You could eat it like over an Asian-inspired salad. You could eat it with the raw onion. I think we're good. All right, so I'm gonna carefully turn these over. We got a little bit of a char situation. Oh, see? That's what I get, doing too much. Okay, so we're gonna turn these over. Y'all see that one? Hold up. I lost my onion cup. Hold up. Okay. We just gotta get them all turned over. Y'all, I'm so excited. Some of them are browner than others, but it's gonna be all right. We're gonna take a picture from this side. All right, make sure y'all can see. So the onions will continue to cook and soften. And I'm telling you, ooh, this one's opening up. I'm just gonna leave it closed. I'm having a problem. Houston, we have a problem. Hold up. Hold the phone. Okay. In all seriousness, the ones that were on the outside of the onion that were thinner, they look a lot better. You see these as we were getting towards the core of the onion, the thicker, they're not cooking as well or charring as well. Okay. All right. So now she said, hold up. Let me get it right, y'all. Let's see what we put on the top and then put the lid on it.
They're high protein and they're low carb.
I know.
Onion furikake, some chili oil, and guys, if you love dumplings, furikake and sears. Once they're nice and golden brown, I add a little more tamari and then I cover so everything cooks all the way.
Okay, the garnish is just at the end. Okay, so we're using coconut aminos and cover. All right, y'all, I think we're done. I'm gonna start clearing off everything. We're just gonna let them sear because everything was cooked, and then we'll do the garnish and we're done. Who wants the pan? I know you do. Come on in, everybody. We're at 19,000 likes. Let's see if we can get to 20,000. Thank you all so much for being here. This is Foodie Fridays with Maggie. I'm Maggie, the substitute teacher. So to garnish, I have a little bit of green onion left. Did I have any carrot left? Let's move everything so we can take a picture and make sure it doesn't look like a struggle kitchen, which it is. But we had fun. Uh-oh. All right. I'm going to turn it up just a little bit so it can steam. And the steam will help soften those onion dumpling skin. I can't wait. I can't wait. Okay. So for toppings, we have this furikake, which is an Asian-inspired rice seasoning. If you're a sushi connoisseur, you are familiar. It has seaweed, it has sesame seeds, I think it has salt, sugar, so watch out, 30 calories, and I didn't know if there was anything else. So we're gonna put this on top, and then also some chili crisp. So this is the fly by Jing, but if you like a chili crisp, we'll drizzle some of this on, and then the last of the green onions. I want a little extra green onion, so I'm just gonna cut these really quick. Where's my scissors? Okay, I think we're good, y'all. When I tell you how good it smells. It smells like a stir fry. It smells like a sweet and sour kind of stir fry situation. All right, I just want some extra green onions, so I'm just gonna dice these. I don't think that's enough. And then we're done. All right, y'all. Are we ready? Let's see if the ones that are a little bit lighter. Okay, this one is completely falling apart, so leave that alone. Okay, so we lost one. All right, y'all ready? So I think we're done. So this was the goal, looking good. We did the soy sauce, we steamed it. We're gonna do green onion, furikake, chili oil, and we're ready. Okay, okay. Oh! So we have some green onion going in. I want more, I want more. I want more. More green onion. I like the contrast of the colors. So 1 second, we're just gonna do a little bit more green onion. Just for the garnish. Okay. Oh, I hate that I lost one. Let me see if I could just put it on top. All right, so we're gonna put the green onion in there. Then we're gonna go in with the sushi seasoning, the furikake. Then we're gonna drizzle some chili oil. We're having a mess. Ah, it's wet. Let's get a spoon. Y'all, I am so excited. I never know how this stuff is gonna turn out, y'all. We just struggle cook together. And every time it comes out. Okay, careful with this. I'm gonna scrape down to the bottom and make sure I get some chili crisp down there. Oof, let me stir it around, y'all. Now, if you really wanna keep it low calorie, maybe just do some sriracha instead of chili oil. But the chili oil is gonna give us a nice, beautiful drizzle on top of all that. Let's do one more. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. You could set this down on the table and you have your dumplings. Looks good. Can I show the sushi seasoning again? Yep. If you want a screenshot. Wow, that was hot. So this you can get at Walmart or your, hold on, I should not have done that. Hold the phone. I got excited. Hold up. Oh my God. Y'all, we're going in. All right, let's take a picture and let's take a taste. We are done. So this is what we made. What do y'all think? Looks good? You would eat the leftover filling? All right, y'all, let's clean up. Move everything out of the way. We're even gonna move the cooktop out of the way. Yeah, that leftover filling you could do like in an omelet or anything. Okay, everybody. So we did it. We did it. We did it, y'all. I was so excited. We made it. We made it. So that was the goal. Okay, picture. And then we're gonna taste it and then we're gonna be done. Oh my God. Looks delicious. I know, I'm so excited. Okay, focus, Maggie. All right, so today we made the viral onion dumplings. Inside we have ground beef, we have sesame oil, we have ginger, garlic, mushroom, carrot, and green onion. On top we have chili oil, more green onion, and furikake. Enjoy. All right, y'all, let me take a quick picture. Oh, y'all, it looks so beautiful. We all eat with our eyes first, don't we? Don't we? Don't we? Doesn't it look good? Okay, so now let's get in there. I'm gonna try just for y'all. Okay, we're gonna get a big one. Gonna get a big one. Let me not eat over this. It's so good. It's just hot and it's falling apart. Y'all, really stuff these well. Oh my God, it's so good. Let me show y'all. And I'm reaching in here with my, I can't. I'm just gonna get a spoon. Call me a chicken. Fill these up so well. But yeah, y'all, this is delicious. And the charring that we did of the onion, it adds, here's your deconstructed. The charring that we did of the onion gives it like a nice, like extra flavor on top of the onion. Yeah, I'm stuffing it, y'all. This is, oh my God. It's a little bit messy, but this flavor in your ear, I don't know what to say. It's delicious. Kind of messy, but it's fun. Great little date night meal, appetizer, whatever you like. All right, everybody. This was fun. We got it done. This was the goal. And this is what we made. I'll send the pictures. Everything's going to be posted on foodtalktv.com. So again, I'm Maggie, the substitute teacher. I will be back with y'all. Look at me, greedy. I will be back with you all next Friday. Oh, shucks. Uh-oh. This is the one that I want. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you, Ms. Croti Shetty. Let me make some pancakes for Mr. President. All right, you all. I'm Maggie, the substitute teacher. You can find me on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and X. I make food and femininity content. You like it? All right. Thank you, everybody. I'm going to go ahead and let you go. Hold up.